Hello my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today let's have a relaxed chat, just you, me and this cup of coffee. Maybe you want some tea or something. Anyway, but I received an email from someone who asked if you need tools in order to perform magic, okay, or if tools are optional. So in this video I want to answer to that, okay. If you search on the internet, one of the topics that always seems to stir up some serious conversation is the role of tools. And you see, not so long ago, I actually stumbled upon a book which was about ritual magic. And according to this book, if you are going to use their system, you'd need a whole room, okay, just for your practice. You had to decorate that room in a specific temple way layout, okay. Then you had to have an altar. Then you had to have specific herbs, specific crystals. You had to have, I don't know how many atames, caldurons, candles. Basically, you needed an entire mystical shop, okay. You needed a shopping list, which was basically longer than my grocery list when I go to the supermarket. So it felt a little bit overwhelming. And let's be real, most of us don't have the budget or the floor, okay, or the space to turn our homes into a whole temple. In my case, for example, I always travel between two cities. So what do I have to do? To bring a bus with me, to carry the whole thing with me whenever I'm traveling? I mean, this is just stupid all the way. But anyway, I think that you don't actually need all that stuff in order to perform magic. But again, I think tools are needed in magic, but they depend on the type of work that you do. If you are just doing manifestation, if you are just trying to improve a little bit your life, or if you are trying to improve your psychic abilities, I think that these whole things are just optional. Okay, that's just my opinion. They are optional. And also I found while searching on the internet that there is this common misconception that without tools you are just a regular human waving your hands in the air hoping for a miracle, which again, anyway, in my opinion, tools are just tools, okay. They can become objects of power if you do certain rituals over and over again. But at the end of the day, they are just a tool. They are cool, okay, they are fun, but they are not necessary. But again, it depends on what type of magical practice you are doing. Now, let me share with you a little secret about my practice. My magical toolbox is super minimalistic, to say the least. I don't own an atame, I don't own, luxury spell candles or things like that. I just use regular candles. Sometimes, but not always, I use bay leaves, because in certain things that I want to manifest, maybe I draw a sigil on the bay leaf and then I burn it, okay, or I write something on it and then I burn it. So basically I use a candle, sometimes a bay leaf, and of course the most important tool of all, I think, is a magical notebook, or your book of shadow, or whatever you want to call it, where you record your progress, your dreams, your spells, I don't know. So basically you need three things in my opinion: candles, a notebook, maybe a bay leaf or something. But again, these are optional. Um, okay, so why do witches and magic practitioners use tools if they aren't really necessary? Well, I think it comes down to focus and ritual. Okay, when you are performing a spell, your mind needs to be clear, your intent needs to be sharp, and your energy needs to be aligned. Okay, and tools like crystals, like candles, like herbs can help you with that. They can give you something physical to focus on, something that helps you direct that energy of yours. Okay, so think of it this way: lighting a candle. Okay, when you light a candle, in order for you to perform a ritual, is like you are flipping in your brain a switch which says, okay, now it's time to get serious. Now it's time to do something special. So that's the role of the candle. Also it helps you to concentrate, okay? To not let your mind wander to other things. It helps you focus on the ritual at hand. So it's definitely a way to be able to concentrate better, because magic is about intent, focus, and imagination. Okay, and without your intent, without your power of concentration, without your imagination, without these essential elements, it doesn't matter how many herbs you burn, how many fancy crystals you own. If your mind and energy are not in sync, nothing is going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, tools can be extremely helpful. For some people, they are like a grounding force. They provide a tangible connection to the magical process, okay? But if you don't have a whole room dedicated to this practice, if you don't have a whole room full of supplies, I think that's perfectly fine, okay? Because your intention, your power to concentrate, and your imagination are the most powerful tools that you own in your kit. That being said, while tools are not essential for daily spells or manifestations, there are actually some areas in magic where they play a critical role. And I think that one of those areas is necromancy, which is the practice of communicating with the dead or summoning people who have passed away. Okay, so necromancy is a little bit different. If you are trying to reach out to a deceased relative, okay, or to summon a spirit of someone who has been here on this material plane, I think in this situation, okay, in this specific situation, tools become a must-have. In that specific ritual, you cannot do it just with your focus, your intent, and everything. No. For example, candles, okay, are not just decorative in necromancy. They are essential, because this candle flame, especially if you are sitting in a dark room, okay, and if you have candles all around you, the candle flames can help you enhancing your own aura. And that's how spirits actually see you in the astral plane. They see your light, basically. Okay? And you're in a ritual that is destined for speaking with a deceased person. What you are essentially doing by surrounding yourself with candles, okay, you are basically amplifying that light of yours, and you are attracting that spirit in that particular spot. So candle flames in necromancy, I think they are essential. Candles, okay. The next object that I think is essential in the practice of necromancy is the use of a triggering object. You don't need a triggering object for everyday manifestation spells, okay? But when you are trying to summon a deceased person, you actually need a triggering object. Something that belonged to that person. Because whenever people pass away, their energy often lingers in object. Okay, so these items, these triggering objects, become the key to connecting with that particular person. Okay, please understand that when people pass away, their energy takes refuge in the objects that they used. And actually, if you pay attention to paranormal phenomena, the paranormal phenomena actually takes refuge in the objects, okay, that were used by people. And then, but even in this art, you don't need many things. You need candles and the triggering object, because the rest, okay, you have to do it yourself. The power still lies in the necromancer's focus and intent. And then the process involves more than just using objects, okay? You have to get emotionally connected to that deceased person. You have to go through various emotional stages in order to connect with that person, such as sadness, rage, happiness. And when you establish that connection, that's when that triggering object, okay, starts to react in a funny way in the physical plane. Or you start to hear noises in the room in which you have done that particular ritual. And again, for necromancy, okay, or for evocations, yes, I think that having a room or a space dedicated specifically to this art is quite necessary, okay, because we are dealing with a whole new level of things. But when we are doing just simple everyday manifestation rituals, I don't think you need anything fancy at all. Anyway, so simply put, true magic is you, and you don't need an entire room for simple things that you are trying to manifest, okay? That's my take on this. I hope that you find this video interesting. Until next time, see you. Bye bye.